This car behind me is the new INFINITI QX80, and this is a massive beast on the road. If anybody's thinking to buy a 7-seat SUV, this is the car for you. It's a really nice vehicle, you know, it's have a lot of presence on the road, and it's have a 5.6 engine, you know, 400 horsepower, you know, 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. So it have like 3 trim levels. This one is the Lux all-wheel drive. There is the Lux all-wheel drive, and the Limited. The Limited is up to $91,000. This one right here starts from $69,000, and the base model it's around $66,000. So here am I cruising around at 20 miles an hour with the new INFINITI QX80. You know, this thing right here, it's a real beast. This thing right here is a real beast, just because I've driven a lot of cars. One of the best things in this car, it is the suspension. You know, like you don't feel the road bumpy as much. You know, like the little things in the road, like probably it would care with other cars. With this car, it doesn't really matter, just because it's high on the ground and it's really good suspension. And you know, you could see like the road in front of me. You know, it's not a bad road, but it's very smooth, you know, ride. And most people would want to buy this car because of the off-road, you know, and it does the job. It's really strong. It have a lot of presence on the road, and it's just a big, you know, bulky, strong car on the road. And it is, you know, anything for towing or, you know, snow, off-road. This is the car you want to get. This is the car you want to get. One good thing about, you know, the INFINITI QX80 is just like you feel like on top of a mountain, you know, when you're cruising around. The suspension is good. You have a good view of everything, you know, as the mirrors are gigantic, and the front windshield, the back windshield, everything is gigantic in this car, and have a lot of presence in the road. But it is comfy, and this is what you know, in terms of buying, you know, it is comfy to cruise around in a like a very long base, full-size 7-seat SUV like the INFINITI QX80 5.6, you know, the engine size, and it does feel good. And on the brakes, it feels solid. And probably one of the best things is just like the comfy ride and the comfy seat position of this vehicle, which is nice, you know, and I like. It's a wonderful all-rounder for anybody in the market for a 7 Series big, bulky, strong SUV on the road. Probably in the market for a Mercedes GLS or a BMW X7, which is both are great options comparing to this one. Here's a look from the back. You see the 4-wheel drive and the QX80. It have a massive trunk with a lot of space. I like the way it looks. Recently, the interior right now, and have a new infotainment system inside. So here am I in the back seat of this massive INFINITI, and yes, I'm like 5'7", and I have a plenty of leg room and a plenty of headroom. It's amazing how much space you have in this vehicle. And you have this huge armrest in the center console, which is massive. And you can see the look, you know, from the back seat. It's wonderful to have those 2 massive screens, and you know, big windshield, like you could see the whole world. And they have big, huge mirrors on the side. You could see the leather, you know, it's not the nicest interior inside. Definitely the Germans have probably better interiors than the INFINITI. But this is, you know, for practicality. You know, if you compare it like to, let's say, a Cadillac, you know, or a Tahoe or a Suburban, you know, this is in those price range. You know, if you go to the X7 or the Mercedes GLS, it's way cheaper than those. You know, the Mercedes GLS, it's, you know, it's way more expensive than this one. This one starts from $66,000, not the Mercedes or the BMW X7. The off-road capability for this one, it's much stronger and much smoother on the road compared to the Germans. As a standard, you get the 20-inch alloy wheel, which is really nice and good. You could upgrade them to the 22-inch if you want, but you know, I'll stick with the 20-inch because it's high enough on the road. As we open the door in this massively huge SUV, I could see what's on the door. You know, you have a nice squishy leather, you know, lovely seats, you know, squishy lovely seat. So what you get in this car: heated seats on both driver and passenger. You also get a heated steering wheel. You got automatic open on for the hood from here, and you get the alarm system all over the car. You also get the alarms on the door if there's somebody, you know, there. And also when you signaling left or right, this little sensor turns into orange if there is a car on your left or right side. Also, you could control the lights, the 1, 2, and 3. You know, I'll leave it at 2. This is what it was. And you could also power door on and off, so it would be way easier to move the door. In terms of the steering wheel, you know, you still have the sensor here. You still have the control space between you and the front car. You have a standard as a cruise control, voice command. You could control, you know, the volume from here, a couple of the settings in the radio from here. And in terms of, you know, the radio, this radio, I do prefer it over the past one. This one is recently new in the 2020. So you could get the maps, your Apple Play, your CarPlay here. And over here is your main, you know, infotainment system. You could control everything from here. You know, you got your phone, information, connection, driver assist, in touch, quick guide, you know, anything you want. And to see how much things you could control from here, you could see the fuel economy, you could see, you know, southwest, the compass, you could see audio off, audio on, you know, the auxiliary gauges, you know, for the battery and the oil. You know, this is, you know, the how much the distance you want the car from you. And this is the sensors all around the car. You could see there's a bunch of sensors, front and big one the left and right, and tire pressure, you know, for the back and the front. You could see my doors open, I could lock it, and yeah, it's fully loaded. It's very nice feeling. You know, the build quality in this car, I would say it's pretty decent. You know, it's like a Japanese car. It's based on the Nissan Patrol, so you expect it to be nice, but this one is nicer. You know, there is wood, there is leather, you know, the seats are comfy, it's very well built around here. You know, the screens are very nice. You know, the presence of the road, there is a wood interior all around the car, so it's very, you know, more expensive feeling comparing to the Nissan Patrol or, you know, the Land Cruise. You know, you compare this to the Lexus, you know, 570, or, you know, if you want to jump it to head to the, you know, the Cadillac Escalade or the Chevy Tahoe or Suburban, this is the direct competitor with this car. It's 7-seater, very comfy. You know, there's a lot of space in the back. You could fit the whole family in here, and you could see at the windshield, you know, panoramic view. Some you know, SUVs have 2 panoramic view. This one only have 1, so you need to add the options. Also the wheels, it's 20-inch, you could use it at 22. But in terms of space, like cup space, it's amazing. This one, you could open this one from here or from the back, just press of a button, which is very nice and convenient. You know, you have a massive 2 cup holders here. You know, very nice off-road system here. You know, you have a snow tow mode, or you could just put it on auto, and you could see the rear view camera here, map, voice. You could control anything you want through this knob. I hope you guys like this INFINITI QX80 because I enjoy driving it for sure. So anybody is looking to buy this SUV, I definitely recommend it, especially on the off-road. It's probably a little bit better than the Germans. That's it for this review. Take care, guys.